Welcome to another edition of Bleep My Father Says. What do you like on today's show, Bomani?
Angry NBA players over minuscule, insignificant things.
Dale, papi.
Is it important for the Celtics to beat the Cavs tonight?
It took us almost 75 games into the season, but we finally have an important one tonight. I think that LeBron James is going into the playoffs with his weakest supporting cast in 7 years, getting to the finals. And I do think this game is important tonight for this reason. They're tied, totally tied. The Celtics, the only way they win a series against Cleveland is if they have home court. They've got to go and get home court. I don't think any of us believe that the Celtics can beat Cleveland in 7 games if the 7th game is in Cleveland, but maybe if it's in Boston.
Yeah, and it's a shaky maybe, but it's a maybe that the Celtics have to lean on. One thing that's interesting about this, LeBron James, yeah, he's not tripping as hard as we might.
Well, like I said, I'm not one to get caught up in regular season big games or not. I'm sorry. I've been to 6 straight finals, man. I'm the last person to ask about a regular season game, dude. Sorry.
The only thing is we've been asking you about regular season games all year long, and you've been giving us choice content because you've been so upset about regular season games. Yeah, he might not necessarily get up for this or think that this is the biggest deal in the world, but that team probably could stand to win one if for no other reason than they really seem to be getting tired of each other.
But LeBron, let's go. Show us how much the regular season doesn't matter. Sit this one out for rest because you want to wait and be ready for the playoffs. Sit this one out. This would be a good one to sit out.
By the way, the Boston fans who paid money to see LeBron James, would they be more or less upset if he sat out, given that him sitting out would help the Celtics? I hadn't thought about
Good
that.
question. Good sports radio question.
Well, you know, if he wins this game, he's going to tell everybody that was the most important game of the entire season. That's the way he rolls.
Right, and if he loses it, he'll say the game didn't matter. I told you beforehand. No lose for LeBron.
I like how he played it. That's exactly what I would do.
Who put up the more impressive mark last night, Russell Westbrook or LeBron James?
All right, Russell Westbrook with his 41st triple-double and ensuring that he will average a triple-double for the season so long as he just shows up for the rest of the games. LeBron James had 10 points for the 788th consecutive time, passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on that same list. Dude, 788 consecutive games of 10 points is really, really amazing. Averaging a triple-double when the last guy who did it played in an era where the games had about 25 more possessions, that actually might be more impressive, and that's saying a lot.
Averaging a triple-double is what I would select here. And again, he has made this look so easy. And we were questioning when this started. Would he be able, at his size, to get double-digit rebounds? And he's been able to do it. And last night, it took him all of 22 minutes to get the triple-double. This has been one of the most amazing things we've seen across anywhere in sports, that team doesn't have anyone to help him, and he still gets the numbers.
Come on, 10 points a game. That's nothing for LeBron. He's supposed to be the best player ever in basketball. You know, I mean, he should be shameful of that of that record. Yeah,
wow.
He got to go for
Ashamed
20,
of the record.
25. That's right, buddy. 10 points a game. That's nothing.
Look,
you know, I mean, that's it.
All right, classic hating by my father. But if we'd asked you at any point in the last 10 years, who was more likely to average a triple-double, LeBron James or Russell Westbrook, you probably would have taken LeBron.
Did the Raptors overreact to Lance being Lance?
Oh, this is tremendous here. Dwayne Casey said after the game, our response was appropriate. Here you've got the Pacers winning by a lot late. And
why did Paul George throw the outlet pass, though?
Yeah, Paul George apologized for passing to the open man. And then, of course, this is my favorite part here, just inbounding the ball at his not-looking head.
As the whole squad tries to run up on Lance Stevenson, and Lance Master Troll just decides to walk away. P.J. Tucker, he had to fight too hard to get to the lead for this. He really did. I had no idea basketball was so much like baseball about this very point.
Bomani, how much do you love that the Pacers are sitting here by obligation and reflex? Oh, man, now we got to go defend this dumb thing that Lance did, and we're going to have to fight the Raptors over this when we all wanted to throw a basketball at Lance there.
Do you know who is upset about this? Brian McCann.
Oh, yeah, Brian McCann is salty.
Yeah.
Brian McCann's going to come out there wearing what they call it, the tools of ignorance.
Yeah.
Come get Lance Stevens.
Ian Kinsler was made furious by all of that.
Why should the Texans plan a quarterback be with Antonio Romo out of the picture?
Yeah, I think most of us thought that Tony Romo was going to come back, that the Cowboys were eventually going to release him. He signed with either the Broncos or the Texans. Now he's not going to the Texans, and the Texans have a win-now roster with no quarterback. What are they going to do? is the safest guess implode? I mean, they have a general manager who doesn't really like the head coach, a head coach who doesn't really like the general manager, and the head coach is supposed to be a quarterback guru who hasn't gurued up any quarterbacks yet. Yeah, this could be a Super Bowl winning team, or this could be a disaster.
They're kind of stuck in a purgatory with a low first-round pick, but I think the most prudent route to go is draft a quarterback in the first round, even though people are saying there is nobody quarterback ready, and then go to the discount bin for one of these temporary bandages, Jay Cutler, Colin Kaepernick, I dare say Ryan Fitzpatrick, somebody for a year instead of Tom Savage, because, Bomani, this has been a problem for Houston for so long that their third highest rated passer ever in terms of yardage, Sage Rosenfels. They've never had a quarterback.
I will say this, though. They sign Ryan Fitzpatrick and don't sign Colin Kaepernick. I don't want to hear none of y'all little stinking arguments. You won't have one.
I have a guy that they can sign. Juanito Football.
Oh, Johnny Football.
That's right.
Juanito Football.
Juanito Football.
Yeah, that's what he's going to have to write on the application so they won't know it's him, right? Because they ain't signing no damn Johnny Manziel.
Coming up next on my son's TV show, Hank Azaria.
Brockmire's got something for you, too. I want to congratulate you on finally giving up on bringing back the goatee. Kudos on that. And let the Louis C.K.'s hill to die on. You know, you just stick with the strange beard that works as your jawline.
Joining us at the beach today is Hank Azaria.
There's a lot of the voices on The Simpsons. They're very funny, and he's got a new show, Brockmire, premiering on IFC tonight at 10. Check this clip.
Well said. Now, can you say some of that into the mic? I ain't paying you to talk to Charles. Uribe's at the plate.
I don't need a microphone to chat with a dozen people at the ballpark. Hey, Uribe, you look slimmer. Did you lose weight?
Oh, yes, I did, Jim. Thank you for noticing.
As long as it's into the mic.
Pedro Uribe has lost weight. That is all.
Hank, I love the idea of what you're doing with Brockmire, where you're sort of mocking the cartoonish voices of sportscasters throughout time. Where did you develop the affinity for this specifically, where you realize that most of us speak with a ridiculous voice?
Well, you guys, you sound like yourselves. It's quite conversational. In the 70s, when I was growing up, back in New York, this was like the generic baseball announcer voice that I came to love, and a lot of guys my age sort of got used to. It's kind of vanilla. It's kind of plain. It's generic. It's the voice that also sold you the Ginsu knife. I mentioned this on your radio show last week. By the way, I was hoping that the heat off of that would propel me to greater things, but apparently the heat of that was similar to the temperature of and force of a dying man's last whispered breath. So here I am back with you. But it's the voice that I find comforting. And I wondered, do they sound like this in their personal lives as well? Do they go home and argue with the wife or have sex with the girlfriend and still retain this demeanor? And I think that's Brockmire. He does. He sticks with this. This is how he expresses himself.
Well, how much work do you have to put in to refine that? Could you throw a little dash of Southern in with your otherwise plain? Like, that seems to be the important part to make it work.
You have a good ear, Bomani Jones. Yeah, he's from Kansas City. He's from the Midwest, so there is a little bit. I don't know why I do it with a bit of a Southern flavor to it, but that's just me.
Do you ever forget what your own voice sounds like? Because it's weird for me to talk to somebody that I associate with like 12 different voices.
I never quite forget, no. But sometimes I definitely feel more comfortable talking in voices other than myself. One of my heroes was Peter Sellers growing up. And they say he had what's called imposter syndrome, where he only really felt alive if he was Clouseau or doing an outrageous character. I can relate to that a bit. I feel a little boring as myself.
Well, which is the character your son is most scared of, right? How old is he? He's 4 now?
No, my son is going to be 8 in June.
Oh, my bad.
Time does fly, doesn't it, Dan Le Batard? Most scared of? That's a good question. Because I read to him, at night, and I like to do the voices. For a long time, he banned me from doing the voices. I wasn't allowed. And boy, like when I get too into certain like villain voices, like if I go like this on him, he's like, whoa, Dad, dial it down.
You ever explain to him all those voices of why his room is so nice?
What?
You ever explain to him that all those voices are why his room is so nice? Like, the voices pay the bills, little homie.
Yeah, go exactly. Like, yeah, that voice helped pay for your college education. How dare you, you little brat? Yeah,
that's what I would do.
That's coming later. That's coming. That's his teenage years.
Who's the character you most enjoy talking dirty as? Because it seems with Brockmire, you really enjoyed the very idea of him being foul-mouthed and kind of awful and bitter and angry and betrayed.
I got to say, talking dirty as Brockmire, which I get to do a lot in the series, was a special kind of joy. And it's fun giving nonsense home run calls as Brockmire. You know, that ball cannot be buried in a Jewish cemetery because it just got tattooed. I do it as a child. I did entertain myself for hours, and now I get to do it for America. I'm so.
I was so nervous about where that one was
yeah,
going.
Right. I know. We all got a little bit scared.
Yeah, don't worry. But Bomani Jones, can I just say that you are, I'm speaking as Jim Brockmire now, you are one of my favorite Twitter follows, really. You got your fingers in a lot of scalding hot pies, from sports to politics to race to, I mean, you know, really, I wouldn't say that I am woke because of you, but you definitely, you've nudged me awake. My eyelids are fluttering out of my nap, so thank you, Bomani Jones.
Well, I appreciate that. I was also nervous about Brockmire, where he was going to go with that one, too.
I was also scared of
well,
that one.
Dan Levitard, Brockmire's got something for you, too. I want to congratulate you on finally giving up on bringing back the goatee. Kudos on that. And let be Louis C.K.'s hill to die on. You know, you just stick with the strange beard that works as your jawline. That's fantastic.
Yeah, just trying to hide the fat face. Not all of us can be the shirtless guy, and along came Paulie. You know how that goes.
Well, it helps if you have 2 months off to do nothing but work out before you're going to be naked on camera. You know, and knowing that Deborah Messing is going to be and Jennifer Aniston are going to be looking at you naked helps motivate you too.
The 2 months off wouldn't have helped me, Hank. It wouldn't have, to do nothing but work out. That's not how that would have gone. Poppy, go ahead. What do you got for Hank?
Hey, Hank, I heard that every time you wanted to go to an exclusive restaurant, you used the name of Sylvester Stallone to get your table in there. How many times have you pulled that trick on the restaurant?
Is that true?
That is, wow. Let me get my Stallone going here. Yeah, that's true, Poppy. That is true, yeah. I would do that in Los Angeles, you know, back in the day when I couldn't get my own table. I'd call and say, yeah, how you doing? This is Sly. I'm going to come down to the restaurant tonight. And if I get there late, my buddy Hank Azaria, let him sit down. I did that a few times. I do it as Mickey Rourke. It worked. I did it as Mickey Rourke sometimes too. But the old school Mickey Rourke, the back in the day, Pope of Greenwich Village, diner Mickey Rourke.
And that would work. And then you'd get there, and Mickey Rourke and Sylvester Stallone would not. Correct?
That's right.
Oh yes, no. I'd be like, I don't know where these guys are, man. They're late. Anyway, can I have appetizers on them?
Thanks for being on with us, Hank.
My pleasure.
Gracias,
Thanks for having me.
Gracias. I'm having paper. How you gonna big on big? If you're having neighbors, I'm having acres. How you gonna big on big? If I'm chopping that gas, you're chopping that meat. How you gonna big on big? If I pull out the dub and you pull out the 10, how you gonna big on big? You're driving a Jags, I'm pushing a Bess. How do you gonna big on big?
All fair questions.
This broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that is very intimidating. Do your question.
You give us topics and events. And we question.
How was that?
Do you question ref not calling this double dribble?
All right, this is Steph Curry, and we understand everybody loves Steph Curry, right? What do you call him? Adorable?
Yes, adorable. He's cute.
He says he's cute. Look at this. And I want you to know, this looks really, really impressive.
Yeah, you got to give him that. You can't blow a whistle there. Are you going to blow a whistle there, Bo?
On which, the double dribble or the travel that he knew he got away with, hits him covering his mouth? Which one? And look, hey, man, if you want to just let it go for entertainment's sake, I'm kind of okay with that. But the NBA Twitter account sent this out. This is why people think your referees are corrupt, because you just set out an obviously bad call and acted like it was all good.
Can we just watch Ricky Rubio there? Because Ricky Rubio knows the double dribble when he sees one. Look at this. Look at Ricky Rubio here complaining immediately. Why do you think I'm running all the way over here? He just keeps complaining.
Brandon Rush was on the bench like I used to be on a team where my teammates could get away with doing stuff like that.
Well, you got to give credit to Steph. You know how difficult it is to make that pass behind your back?
I mean, it is.
You
Yeah,
know?
it was a good
And
pass.
the player, you know, I'm telling you something. If you're a referee, you got to look the other way, buddy. You got to look the other way.
You know what would make that even more difficult? Not taking all those steps and dribbling again.
Not cheating.
I think that his name should be Steph Curry.
Oh.
Get it?
Really? An elbow? Really? Dad joke?
He'll tell that joke again about Kyrie Irving if he ever gets caught doing something like
Dad
that.
joke.
Do you question if these were intentional?
Cubs and Cardinals here. This all happened within 3 minutes. This is 3 minutes of maximum pain here. What's this guy's name? Biscotti?
Piscotti.
All right, Steve Piscotti. There's one. He gets hit in the elbow. 3-1 count. And now he is going to take second base.
Doink.
Where did he get hit there?
Somewhere about the abdomen.
Let's see another angle there. Again in the elbow.
Oh, that's the elbow. That's right.
Oh, man. Was that the same elbow? Was it a different elbow? Both elbows. And now, at this point, he's going to regret his hustle as he heads home.
Bink.
Ouch.
I'm assuming he didn't get concussed. I felt like they would have told us that so I could make that sound effect.
No concussion. And that was not worth it. None of that was worth it. He should have stayed at third base. Don't go for the run. None of that was worth getting the run.
I'd pay for a transcript of how he was answering those questions.
Well, the more important question is whether he was out or safe at home. Did he step on the plate?
Poppy, the ball hit him in the head.
I understand that, but what?
But nobody caught the ball and tagged him.
That's right.
It would have been cold-blooded if he hadn't touched the plate and then they went and tagged him, and I totally would have done it.
Oh, that was not intentional. If it had been intentional, it would have looked like this.
Yeah, that is what that would have looked like. That is a little more obvious.
So they got some unwritten rules over there, too, that I'm unaware of?
I love that.
What if he'd accidentally hit the ump when he was trying to do that?
Time to play the game that woke up in Fort Lauderdale and has no idea how he got there. See?
Yeah,
oh, no.
That's happened to me. You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued or not.
Tonight on Nesson, Senators at Bruins.
New voice on the producer speaker. Nervous voice. Let's check in with Brad Marchand bobblehead night last night. Look how he celebrates. Brad Marchand does. Thank you for that arrow. Right there. He's got to meet with the league now because of this, because he did some of that there aggressively. Oh, hockey players never react like that. They don't show any pain except when you do that. That's going to be an embarrassing meeting with the league. Bomani, are you intrigued?
Nobody called the cops. I mean, at some point, you got to stop asking the NHL to adjudicate these matters. Sidney Crosby did to somebody, they ain't do a damn thing.
Yeah.
What happened to law and order?
Yes, let's clog our legal system with these
What
cases.
do you mean, what do you mean clog our legal system? That's what the legal system is there for.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued, police, and I don't believe that guy was for real. You know, he didn't get hurt. You know, he was back on the ice skating, you know, in a very short period of time. So he was really trying to send the wrong message to the referees. You know, I mean, he was trying to get the other guy out of the game, and he did.
As he should have been. I just can't understand. I'm the only person who takes a moral stand on these issues.
Stand. Bomani wants legal adjudication of these matters.
People want to send high school kids to jail for stuff they do to the referees. Some things are more important than referees.
Friday on Fox, You the Jury.
Me the jury. Let's see what this is about.
Welcome to the new face of American justice.
Fox brings you a show where your live vote
Court is now in session.
decides the verdict of actual cases.
Somebody died. I know that, sir. You killed her.
You see the evidence.
If you don't want students recording you while you're having sex, don't have sex with students.
Amen.
You hear the arguments.
Lies from beginning to end, right?
You're next.
Objection.
Overruled.
Because you are the jury.
The stakes are huge.
You the Jury premieres April 7th on Fox.
Seems like a terrible idea to allow the American people to anonymously vote on whether or not you should go to jail. Bomani, are you intrigued? Poppy, are you intrigued? It's terrible.
Wait. Who signs up to be like, no, I'd rather be judged by America? Because let me tell you who doesn't.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But listen, ring. Yeah, listen, send them all to jail, all of them. Yeah, that's right. Send them all of them. Yeah, throw the book at them. They look very guilty to me. That's right. This is Papi.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Somebody's having a bad day at home. They're just going to phone in a criminal sentence on somebody.
For future reference, don't snitch with your name.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
We're off until Monday. Talk to you then.
Gracias. See you el lunes.
We forgot our Masters preview. Wow.
Tiger's not in it. That's what I got.
There it is. And that concludes our Masters coverage.
Nor Chichi.